Abigail, a woman who had it all, a thriving business empire, a glamorous public persona, and the unwavering admiration of her peers. But beneath the surface of her perfect life lay a dark secret, a web of deception fueled by betrayal and ambition. Abigail Renee Crawford was born in 1975 to a middle-class family in Hartford, Connecticut. From an early age, she was super smart and driven to succeed. Her parents, both teachers, fostered her love for learning and instilled a solid work ethic in her. Abigail really shined in school, especially in math and economics, which earned her a full scholarship to Yale University. On the flip side, we have Theodore Blackwell, who was born in 1970 into an old money family. His family had built up their wealth over generations through clever investments and political ties, which gave him a pretty cushy life. But Theodore didn't want to just coast on his family's legacy. He was determined to make his own way in the world. He went to Harvard Business School, where he sharpened his skills in strategy and networking. Their paths crossed in the summer of 1997 at a finance conference in New York City. Abigail had just graduated and was working as a junior analyst at a respected firm. She was instantly drawn to Theodore's charm and confidence. He, in turn, was captivated by her sharp wit and ambition. They hit it off during a late-night chat about market trends and ended up walking through Central Park at sunrise. Fast forward a year, and they were engaged, with a wedding that turned into the social event of the season in the fall of 1998. They looked like the perfect couple, with Theodore's business savvy and Abigail's financial expertise making them a powerhouse team. They settled in Ashbury, where Theodore launched his consulting firm, and Abigail became the CFO. Their early marriage was filled with success and happiness, as their company quickly attracted high-profile clients and built a solid reputation for innovative solutions. The Blackwells were the talk of the town, hosting lavish parties and generously giving to local charities. On the surface, they seemed to have it all: a thriving business, a beautiful home, and a loving partnership. Friends admired their devotion to each other, often remarking on the sweet looks and gentle touches they shared even after years of marriage. But beneath this seemingly perfect facade, trouble was brewing. In spring 2006, Abigail, who prided herself on her intuition, noticed some subtle changes in Theodore's behavior. He started working late more often, and his excuses became vaguer. The affection they once shared felt forced, and a nagging suspicion grew in Abigail's mind. She began keeping a closer eye on him, spotting mysterious charges on their credit cards and overhearing phone calls that would end abruptly when she entered the room. Despite her unease, Abigail kept her cool, unwilling to confront Theodore without solid proof. Her worst fears came crashing down on a rainy Tuesday in April when Theodore accidentally left his laptop at home. An email notification popped up on the screen from an unknown address, with the subject line, "Can't wait to see you tonight, my love." With trembling hands, she opened it and felt her world crumble. The email was from Veronica Dequa, a French art dealer Theodore had met at a business conference in Paris. The explicit details of their affair left no doubt about their relationship. Intimate photos attached to the email twisted the knife deeper into Abigail's heart. Sitting there, she was overwhelmed by a storm of emotions. Shock turned to anger and then to profound betrayal. Tears streamed down her face as she thought about all the years she had invested in their life together, now undercut by Theodore's selfish choices. But as the initial wave of grief subsided, a cold resolve began to form. Abigail realized she had a choice: confront Theodore and risk everything, or plan a revenge so complete that it would devastate him. That moment marked a turning point for Abigail Blackwell. As rain poured against the windows of their mansion, she made a decision that would change their lives forever. Over the next few days, she moved through her routine like a robot, her mind spinning with revenge plans. She knew it would take patience, cunning, and iron will to pull it off. Abigail was determined to hit Theodore where it hurt the most: his pride and his wallet. Her first step was to keep Theodore in the dark about what she knew. Drawing on her acting skills, honed from years of mingling in high society, she maintained a facade of normalcy while keeping a close watch on his every move. As Theodore continued to take her support for granted, Abigail's resolve only grew stronger. The opportunity for her revenge came sooner than she expected. During a dinner one night, Theodore excitedly talked about a new financial tech venture he believed could change the industry. Abigail saw her opening and seized it. She asked smart questions and showed enthusiastic support, subtly guiding Theodore's thinking. They began pouring resources into developing this project, with Abigail playing an active role. But behind the scenes, she was setting the stage for her grand scheme. She created a network of shell companies and offshore accounts, burying them under layers of legitimate transactions. As the company began to profit, she devised a complex system to siphon off small amounts that wouldn't raise any red flags. To cover her tracks, she networked with key players in the financial world, attending conferences and building a reputation as a savvy businesswoman. Abigail's determination never wavered as she skillfully played the supportive wife in public, while secretly undermining everything Theodore held dear. Though the weight of her deception sometimes felt overwhelming, she held on by recalling Theodore's betrayal. Over the years, her hidden fortune grew, and she invested wisely in real estate, precious metals, and art. She even created a separate identity, Evan Sinclair, to manage her assets and plan her eventual escape. Throughout her tumultuous journey, Abigail Blackwell maintained her public persona with unwavering dedication. She chaired charity events, cultivated friendships with influential figures, and even penned a best-selling book on financial empowerment for women. As a result, her reputation as a brilliant businesswoman and philanthropist flourished, providing her with invaluable contacts for the future. However, the strain of living a double life took its toll. Late at night, doubts plagued her as she questioned the morality of her actions. But the sight of her husband Theodore's affection for his mistress, Veronica, steeled her resolve. As the company neared its 10th anniversary, Abigail recognized that the moment to execute the final phase of her plan was approaching. With the company reaching its peak valuation, market analysts began to speculate about its sustainability. Abigail decided this was the perfect time to strike while Theodore's guard was down and the financial world sang his praises. In preparation, she subtly withdrew from her roles in the company and their social life, citing a desire to focus on philanthropy. Theodore, self-absorbed as ever, hardly noticed her withdrawal. Abigail's meticulous planning faced several close calls that tested her resolve. During a 2012 audit, sharp-eyed auditor Dominic Farrell inquired about discrepancies in the financial records, causing her heart to race. Quick-thinking Abigail orchestrated distractions to buy time and patch the holes in her embezzlement scheme. In 2015, the introduction of a new CFO, Reginald Hartley, posed a significant threat, leading Abigail to gather compromising information on him and integrate herself into his family life to influence his decisions. The most harrowing moment came in 2017 when Veronica threatened to expose the affair. Abigail deftly turned Veronica against Theodore by anonymously providing her with incriminating evidence of his other indiscretions, thus neutralizing the threat to her plan. As 2019 approached, Abigail sensed the final stage of her plan was imminent. With the company's valuation at an all-time high and Theodore's ego inflated, she began to transfer her hidden assets to her alter ego, Evelyn Sinclair. As she distanced herself emotionally from Theodore, she laid the groundwork for her disappearance, which culminated on September 15, 2019. When Theodore awoke to find Abigail gone, he initially assumed she had embarked on a solo vacation. However, as days turned into weeks without a word from her, he reported her missing. What began as a search for a missing woman quickly transformed into a complex financial crime investigation, with Abigail's meticulous schemes and Theodore's involvement unraveling in shocking detail. The empire Theodore had built crumbled under the weight of financial discrepancies, leading to his downfall while Abigail embraced her newfound freedom. And that's a wrap for today's video. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next one.